2026 Jackson County Commission meeting to order. We'll have a roll call.
District 1? District 2?
Present.
District 3? District 4?
Present.
Quorum is present, so we can conduct business. We'll dispense with the other formalities that have already been done. First item is approval of minutes from the previous meeting. We have the minutes of the August 12th meeting in our packets. We have time to review that. Entertain a motion to approve that item. Motion, we have a second.
Second.
Any discussion on this item? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Next item is approval of the agenda for the meeting. We have 10 items on our agenda. Any changes before we proceed? Okay, entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Motion, we have a second. Okay, all those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. No words, presentations, and no public comments. We have no old business, so we'll move straight into new business. First item, motion to approve and sign a resolution initiating the federal project regarding County Road 95. And if we do this, what time frame are we looking at on this as far as getting the project being done?
The project would probably be let to bid sometime after the first of the calendar year, and matching money would probably be required sometime around maybe February, March.
Okay. All right. Before any further discussion, do we have a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Motion, we have a second.
Second.
All those in favor, any further discussion on this item? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Next item, motion to approve and renew the Jackson County DHR rental agreement with the commission. As noted, this is the last 5-year term for renewal, and then have to be renegotiated after that. So before any further discussion, we have a motion to approve that rental agreement. Motion, we have a second. Any further discussion on this item?
Is the rental agreement, the dollar a square foot, has that already been prearranged, or is that all? So that's something that's already in the agreement?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, the per square foot figures are set out
But after this year, we're gonna be able to renegotiate
after this year.
So it's 5 years.
5 years. 6 months.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. All those in favor say aye once more. We'll ask for your votes in regard to renewal of the DHR rental agreement. Yes, Ms. Miller? Okay. 4 ayes. No votes. Okay. Next item, motion to approve and appoint members to the vacant positions for the Marshall Jackson Health Board and the Jackson County 911 Board. Does everyone have a copy or list of the names of those who have applied for these positions?
I left mine somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. How I'd like to do this, first we'll do the 911 Board appointments. We have 7 individuals that have applied. We actually have 4 positions that need to be filled on this. 3 of these individuals are sitting currently that have requested to be on, and then we've got 4 that are not currently sitting. Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion to table it.
For the 911 appointments? Okay. So I have a motion to table the 911 appointments. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on that item? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. And that'll be tabled to the next commission meeting. Is that
Yes, sir.
perfect? Okay. The next item is regarding the Marshall Jackson Mental Health Board. We have 1 person that's submitted for this position. Actually, 3 positions vacant on this, and we have the administrator of the Marshall Jackson Health Board.
I'm the executive director.
Executive director, okay. And you may have some recommendation on how we can advertise this better, but we'll look at doing that to get some of these other positions filled. But this time we have one individual that signed up, so as far as that goes, we have a motion on how to proceed with this.
Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna ask that we table that also.
Okay, have a motion to table, do we have a second? Any discussion on that item?
And we have 3 open spots for Jackson County, is that correct?
That's correct. There's a total of 5 that we appoint to that board, is that correct? Okay, I have a motion, a second, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Okay, so both of those items are tabled, they will be on the meeting on the 9th. Next item, motion to approve the job description and the recommendation for the administrative position. Again, you have in your packets that recommendation that was presented to you. And I asked that we entertain that, so we'll proceed. We have a motion to accept the job description and the recommendation, including the contract, presented contract.
So moved.
Motion, we have a second. Okay. Any discussion on this particular item? The individual will begin immediately upon signing of the contract, if I understand it correctly. And we'll be glad to give that name as soon as we get the contract signed and executed. Any other questions or comments? I look forward to having someone in this position and working with them. We've got a lot of things we need to do, so this is going to be very good. Okay, motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item, motion to renew the contract with Crowder Gulf for disaster debris removal. This has been, again, this is the 3rd year for this one, correct?
Correct.
So before any further discussion, entertain a motion to approve the contract. We have a motion to approve the contract. We have discussion on it before we proceed.
I have one question. If you go into contract with this individual group, are you required to call on them in the instance of a disaster? And is this the only people you can use to clean up the debris once you sign a contract with them?
We can use them, and also and I should have mentioned this earlier, I just thought of that when you brought that up. The state ACCA bid has actually started this year also doing a debris removal by regions. And we can actually use this bid or use the state bid. However, I'll let you know that this bid is actually a little bit cheaper than the state bid. And I think I'm telling you right when I believe that Crowder Gulf has also got our region through the state bid. So if that's so, is that right? Okay. All right.
As far as debris removal on this, any project that if we had an incident occur, we can execute this immediately because it is a bid that's in place.
Yes.
Anything that's not under bid or not under a contract like this, we would have to bid out if it's over $50,000, is that correct?
That's
Or
correct,
sign a
yes, sir.
contract
Yes, sir.
before we proceed with using.
Correct.
Okay.
What this does, and you know, when we had the tornado in April of 11, we were sitting here with nothing in place. You know, we had to do an emergency bid, and it took time. But we need to really we ought to have people in here doing it. Of course, then we started dealing with FEMA and all that. So this is, we've called it a disaster bid. It's a pre-disaster bid is what it is. And it allows us that we can start immediately, you know, and execute this contract and start immediately cleaning up debris. I will say, well, just like vegetative debris, the bid price is $6.09 a cubic yard. Through FEMA, in the April tornado, they was paying $43 a cubic yard. So of course, FEMA paid that. We had no control over that. That was strictly FEMA. But this is a pretty good price for until it'd be hard to beat that price.
But if we go under contract with them, do you have to call them, or can you utilize the local folks in an instance that it's a small disaster, nothing huge, widespread? Can we still use local people if we're under contract with these folks?
Like it's a small community, that, I think.
Just a community,
It's a
yes.
small community, that we use local contractors instead of.
Mr. Porter, would you?
I'd have to go back and look at the original contract, which I have not done, to see if it is an exclusive contractor or if it's just one that's under bid. I could do that. normally you can do that, but since we're renewing a contract, I think we'll better original contract, answer that question.
Under those circumstances, anything over 50 would fall under the bid law. That would only apply for anything that was under 50,000, correct? If we want to take time, we can entertain a motion to table this to the meeting of the night, and we can move forward however we wish to proceed.
I personally would feel better if we tabled it, and I do make a motion that we table this item.
Motion to table, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion on this? If you could check on that, Mr. Porter, if you would each email us all. Any other questions or comments? Okay, motion to table and second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item, motion to renew the contract for Arista Information Systems for the Solid Waste Department. This is again for the billing. For further discussion, we have a motion to approve this contract or renewal of this contract.
So moved.
Motion, we have a second. We have a second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion or further discussion on this item? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Next item, motion to award the annual public works bid with the list to be placed in the minutes. The list has been provided to us. We can entertain a motion to approve all of these items. I would say that we list with exception the two contracts that we just discussed, the pre-disaster contract as well as the, where's the other one? Arista contract. So if there's no objection, that's how things like to proceed. So do we have a motion to approve the bid list with the exception of those two items, or we can begin taking these one by one?
I have a question on herbicide.
Okay.
Really look at that before we approve that.
Okay, so leaving the herbicide out also?
Yes.
Okay, anything else that you'd like to take out before we proceed?
That's all I have, Chairman.
Anyone else? Okay, so entertain a motion to approve the bid package with exception of the herbicide and the Arista and the Crowder Gulf items.
Make that motion.
Motion, we have a second.
Second.
Okay, all those, or discussion on that?
There is no minimum purchase with any of these contracts, correct?
No, sir. We always put it at every one of our bids, Jackson County Commission may not purchase any at all throughout the year.
Okay,
So
thank you.
If you could get us a copy too on the chemical one, a copy of the bid specs, I think I've got a copy, but to all the commissioners in case they want to take a look at that, and then the actual bid on that, how they bid. Any other questions or comments? Okay, so a motion to approve all those, except for those, exception of those three items. A motion and second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Okay. We'll place the other items on the meeting of the night. Okay, next item, motion to award the one-time bid for the prefab steel truss bridge. Again, this is a recommendation of the committee to move forward with this bid. Is that correct? Okay. So at this time, entertain a motion to approve that bid.
So moved.
Motion, we have a second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Will we meet the December deadline?
if we can get our TVA and Corps engineers permit finalized pretty quick, I think we can, if we don't have bad weather. I got shop drawings today with the bid. The actual support abutment for the bridge is going to be a little more complicated than we first thought because of the wider bridge. Takes a little more time, but I don't see might be another $1,000 or something in concrete, but that's about it. But it's going to be a little bit harder to design, but I don't anticipate having any problems, provided the weather cooperates with us.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Okay, next item, motion to approve the software training agreement. I did want to point out on the third page, it's the second page of the actual verbiage there. It does say, the dates of on-site training is anticipated for the month of September, but negotiable for your decision. So those dates are negotiable, and it does give us the rate per day on that. So, for further discussion, have a motion to approve this agreement.
So moved.
Motion, we have a second. Any discussion on this item?
Do you anticipate 5 days of training is what's needed, or?
There's several things that will be needed. Training will be one thing. Training with the new administrator, I think that will be the most needed thing, and that will be over a several-week period, obviously, not just in 1 week. We'll have training for all the office staff and any additional things that they may have had questions for. It also states in this that she'll help us identify some of the needs that we have for the software system so that we can put that, bring those needs to the software company and see if we can get some changes made there. And then there's data input, which is going to be the biggest thing in my mind, is having our budget input into the system. Something that she needs to train us on, but we also need to get it done fairly quickly because the budget needs to be approved by the end of September. So I think we'll definitely need at least those 3 weeks training time. Any other questions or comments? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say. Okay. Next item, motion to approve changing the September 2nd, 2013 work session to September 3rd due to the Labor Day holiday. Do we have a motion to approve that change? Motion. Do we have a second? Okay. Any discussion on that item? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Okay. That concludes the items on our agenda. Move on to our reports. Mr. White?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I had one thing, want to bring you up to date on our 10-year solid waste management plan that we've been working on. As y'all recall, the city of Scottsboro opted out because theirs is on a different cycle. To date, we've received checks from 8 of the towns and cities, municipalities, and leaving 4. Those are Bridgeport, Pisgah, Pleasant Grove, and Paint Rock. We contacted all 4 of them today, and basically just an oversight on their part. They've come in and they dismissed it, but they're all 4 wanting to participate, and they won't have a check in the mail. I think 3 of them this week and 1 of them maybe next week. And so looks like we're going to have, with the exception of Scottsboro, we're going to have 100% participation, what it appears.
Thank you, sir. Report. Sheriff? Sheriff?
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Level?
I'm good, thank you.
Mr. Vettel? Mr. Duffy? Mr. Miller? All right. That concludes the items on our agenda. Thank everyone for coming out. Again, the next meeting will be on the 3rd, and this time we'll entertain a motion to adjourn. I will mention 2 things, I'm sorry. We had scheduled a budget hearing. Following this meeting, we'll have a very quick budget hearing down in the conference room, and then I'd like to ask that we have scheduled budget hearings after the first 3 meetings in September in case there are other items we need to address. We have been going through the budgets, working with the departments, and trying to get those outlaid. There may be some necessary for all of us to sit in on. So with that, we entertain a motion